Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, my brand new plug and play coil on plug kit. Oh, shame. So this is a coil on plug kit on steroids because it is plug and play. You can simply run this through your firewall, which I'm going to show you full installation in a minute, and you push these into the back of your ECU connector plug. This enables it to be basically plug and play. You've got two other wires here, which are your IGF ignition feedback and also your power wire. So when you get the kit in the mail, this is what it comes like here. I will have these coils taken out though, and they'll just be in separate boxes. But basically you'll have the plate along the bottom, and I'll cable tie these little things on so they don't fall off, the little posts underneath. So basically your GE engine, when you've ripped the old intake manifold across the top here, you'll come across little studs like these that are two at the front and two at the rear inside the valley. These need to come out. You can use a 4mm socket on these and wind those out. If they are too tight though, then you can wind two nuts together, but you have to get these out. So if I show you this right here, you can see that I have simply wound two little nuts onto the top of this and tightened them together, and then you just simply rotate that out. So you've got to get all four of those out. Two at the front and two at the rear. They have got to come out. That leaves you with a clear valley with nothing in there. These bolts here can stay done up on the sides. So the next step is to put the plate on. So your plate's going to come like this. I've put these cable ties around the poles just so they hold in there. You can either put it down in like there and then snip the cable ties, but better to snip the cable ties first. It's just for packaging basically. So then you've got these poles, these four poles. So we'll pop those on. They're all different shapes. So that one goes at the back. The big ones go in the middle. Just sit them on top of the bolt holes and line them up. Little wee one at the front. And then we get our plate. Long piece at the front. It only goes on one way anyway. Sit it on top of there. Line the holes up, put the bolts in. There's a nice little zinc plated washer that goes underneath each one of them just to make it nice and shiny. When you do it up, it stops it from making a groove into the aluminium plate. This also is where my cam trigger kit is going to sit on top of the front of this. So the coil on plug system works in conjunction with the cam trigger kit and spaces it perfectly at the height for it to read on the trigger wheels at the front. That's coming soon though, very soon. Okay, wind those down, you get the point, blah blah blah. Put your coils in. Make sure they're on the plug. You can see straight through the middle. There's plenty of ventilation through the middle. That's why I cut out the center of this so that these are really heavily ventilated. You don't want the coils to get hot at all. Maximum ventilation. These will come with either copy coils or genuine used or even genuine new. There'll be a choice on the website anyway. There they are. Now our little cat nuts. Oh, you get the point. Wind those down. Be careful you don't misthread these. They can be a little bit hard to start. Do it all up. Next, we'll put on our wiring. So here's our wiring harness. Plug it straight in. I'm just sitting these on here. You'll notice that these have 4 wires, not 3. A lot of coil on plug units only have 3. These are 4. Because one is ignition feedback, which it needs. That can tuck in there. You can put a cable tie and put it around the base like that, just to hold it nice and firm. First wire at the back of this one here is your earth. This gets bolted to the back of the head. Just there's a bolt hole right there. Just any chassis ground, that one, but make sure it's a nice good chassis ground. These two little wires right here, this is your ignition feedback and your power. So your non-VVTi GE came with this tiny little wee igniter, which is positioned on top of your passenger side strut tower. Your two wires over here, one is ignition feedback, one is power. Now I just want to go over full detail of how to connect and where to connect the IGF blue wire and the 12 volt power on the coil on plug harness. Here is our loom, our GE loom, and you can see these are our wires that used to go to our little ignition coil. So of course our first step is to chop this coil pack off your engine loom and throw this away. You're not connecting anything to that. Throw away. Gone. Here's our loom. We're going to connect the red and blue wires to these wires here. The red power wire is going to go to the black with orange stripe power wire, and the blue wire is going to connect to this red wire with a yellow stripe. So I'll give you connectors to do it. Now I do everything with these little splice joints, open barrel splice, but a lot of people don't have the tools to do that. What I'll probably provide in the kit is something like this or like these. Now they're just some type of join that is going to join two wires. Okay, let's strip the end of our loom like that. Now we're going to strip just the three that we need. So we need the red with yellow stripe, and we want the tacho wire. The two that we're not using, so the red and the white and the black and red, we're going to put a bit of heat shrink over the end of it and seal them off like so. Pinch the end, pinch the end. Let's pull those right out of the way. Fold them back, fold it back, so we are left with our three wires. Our tacho and our IGF, I'm just going to put those together like this. Let's stuff these into here just as an example. Then you push your blue wire into the other side. And it goes, there you go. So you just heat that one up with the lighter, and that would be that joined. But whatever type of connector I give you, of course, you just use whatever one is there. Or you can use your own, put a plug on it even. So now we only have one wire left to hook up, which is the power wire, and of course that goes to the red wire. So we do the same thing into here. Make sure they both intersect through each other like that, and then heat shrink that one. And that's it, done. You've got both of those joints done. Then just clean up your loom, wrap some tape around the end here, or put some insulation over the top of it if you want to. The reason we'll put the tacho in there as well is some cars may need it to run the tacho. Supras don't. There's a mod you may have to do on the dashboard, the same with the SC. The rest of the wires you're going to run through the firewall. So these are your 6 trigger wires right here, and on each one of them I have labeled clearly. We've got little pins on the end of them that push straight into the back of your connector plug of your stock GE loom. So you don't have to use any GTE loom, the GE loom, these will push into the back of it. Now one of them will be taken. You need to pull that pin out. There's only one ignition pin that is used on the stock GE, and these are all clearly labeled. So for instance, on this one right here, I have got cylinder 1 pin 57. So you simply push that into back of pin 57. Okay, so now let's just pretend that engine is in here. Even though I've got a GTE in here, we're going to show you how to install the coil on plug wires under here. Inside the passenger footwell you are going to see a 2JZ GE ECU. This bad boy right here that originally came with this car. This is a GTE ECU, and it is exact same plug. It's a larger ECU, but it fits straight in the footwell there, as of course it was made to in a Supra, and it'll fit in any of the Toyota cars. Take out your VSV accumulator here, which sits just in here. It's two 10mm bolts. Pull that thing out, put it on the ground, and then undo these 2 bolts right here. Now this bit here, this is the boot, and I basically need to get these new wires underneath the boot. Now I've already run a few before, just made a little hole in the top of the boot there. You can pop this little white grommet out from underneath here. So pop that one out. Just like that, even one side is fine. Now let's just thread these through that hole. Pull into the braid. That horrid hose. Okay. There, we've got enough length there. Now this might look like a giant mess because I've pulled my whole entire loom out from inside the car out to here, just so I can show you what to do here. You don't have to do this, you can do it all inside the car, and I'll show you how to fit these 6 wires here underneath your boot and straight down into your passenger footwell, and then you simply poke these into the back of the ECU. But right now I'm just going to show you the pins and show you how to de-pin one of them, which is going to be pin 57. So there's the back of our connector. I'm going to zoom in. So we're looking at the back of the 80 pin plug here. There's a 40 just over this side, but this is the large one, the 80 with the screw in the middle. The top is flat, the bottom dips down. So here are the pins that we use. This is pin 52 on the end, 53, 54, 55, 56 and 57. So I want to show you what we do here with our 6 wires here. These will be all down in the passenger footwell, but there will be one wire that is occupying pin 57. That is this wire right here in the standard GE loom. And it will be red with a white stripe in most cases. But let's pop that back in. So push that pin back in there. And I'm going to show you how to de-pin it. It just pushes right through. Sometimes it'll click, sometimes it won't. But there you go, that's in now. So let's take that pin out, because this is how your 2JZ GE loom will look. There will be 5 empty spaces here, and then you will have that one occupied one, which is actually cylinder 1, but we need to get that out in order for you to put this in. If you don't feel happy doing this, then you will need to cut off the little pin on cylinder 1 here, pin 57, and you can splice it into the red and white wire somewhere around there. But the easiest way is to de-pin this. So we take a little screwdriver like this. This is just out of a small screwdriver kit. I bought it from Bunnings or Home Depot, I suppose it is in America, but that's all you need. It's about 1 millimeter width of screwdriver on the flathead screwdriver. So we trace that pin around to the other side, grab a hold of that, put the screwdriver in the top, wait for it to stop, push down, pull up, and the pin comes out. I think that's nice and clear. Okay, now that we've done that, of course you're going to be in your passenger side footwell here. You simply push all of these in. So let's do pin 52 first, and I can see right here I've got cylinder 6 pin 52 written on there. The reason that I wrote cylinder 6 is for standalone ECUs, and then you can just chop off the connector and put a Deutsch pin on there, whatever you need. But anyway, so here we go. This is pin 52, and we simply push that in the same as the last time. Can you see that? Push it right through. Turn it around, and there you can see your pin in right there. Let's do the next one. Pin 53, cylinder 5, pin 53. Make sure the top is facing you. Push it in to pin terminal 53, right through. Wait for it to click, and there it is, out the other side right there. Next one, cylinder 4, pin 54. Again, push it into here, right through, and it just clicked. There it is on the other side. Now the next one, cylinder 3, pin 55, take the top. Wait for the click. There we go. Then the same with the last two, into there, and then you can simply plug back in your ECU inside the car, and that's it started. Now my triggering kit for the cam and crank sensors is going to be the same way. It's just going to be on a different part of the connector plug, but it just has pins exactly like this, and it's just plug and play. It just pushes into the back of the ECU the same as that. Okay, so the last step is to start it up, make sure that it's not missing on any coils, and also to see if the tacho works. Remember, these are copy coils, they're not genuine, there shouldn't be any difference with the signal going back through the IGF, but let's start it up and we'll see. There's no exhaust on this thing, by the way, so it's terribly loud and I can't run it for very long. Okay, so that's mission complete. I hope this helps you all set it up. It should be nice and simple. Things might change in the future and I'll have a plug to even put the power and IGF wires in, but that's it from me, folks. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Clayton Carlisle. This is Supra V World. See you in the next one. Bye now.